Dear students, it is fourth video for the week 16 lesson 32 and we are discussing the regional cooperation and issues being faced by Pakistan and also on the international setup. Dear students, in the third video I explained some of the reasons that why OIC, Islamic Countries Organization, was split it into fractions कि ये क्यों एक दूसरे के साथ they became hostile. अब उसके अंदर मैंने कुछ policies, I talked about some of the policies of Iran and also the policies of Saudi Arabia that they have Arab world, especially Arab Emirates, they have mean acclaimed Israel, उन्होंने इसराइल को तस्लीम कर लिया. Fine. Being a student, clear? Being a student of social sciences, especially history and geography, you must keep critical eye open. भाई हमारा कोई भी अकीदा हो, शिया हो, सुन्नी हो, देवबंदी हो, बरेलवी हो, हमें ईरान से मोहब्बत हो, सऊदी अरेबिया से मोहब्बत हो, किसी से भी मोहब्बत हो, लेकिन हमारी कोई भी नफरत, हमारी कोई भी मोहब्बत हमें असल बात से, हक बात से, सही बात से बाज ना रखे. ठीक है, तो ज़हन में एक बात याद रखिएगा. नंबर वन कि गवर्नमेंट का मजहब और होता है और अवाम का मजहब और होता है. शायद दुनिया में कोई ऐसी गवर्नमेंट हो, मैं उर्दू में बोल रहा हूँ, शायद दुनिया में कोई ऐसी गवर्नमेंट हो जिसका मजहब ट्रूली वही हो जो अवाम का मजहब है. तो गवर्नमेंट की अपनी मजबूरियां होती हैं, उनकी अपनी पॉलिसियां होती हैं. ठीक है, अब सऊदी अरब को हम बड़ी अहमियत देते हैं और हम ईरान को बड़ी अहमियत देते हैं, लेकिन याद रखिएगा दोनों मुल्कों को अगर आप गौर से देखें तो ये नहीं देखा जाएगा कि अवाम क्या चाहते हैं, ये देखा जाएगा कि उनकी गवर्नमेंट और पॉलिसीज किस नहेज की हैं. पब्लिक हैव नथिंग टू से एनीथिंग इन द वर्ल्ड. क्लियर? तो ईरान की ओपन पॉलिसीज हैं, दे आर ओपन. सऊदी अरब की ओपन पॉलिसीज हैं व्हिच आर डिसलाइक्ड बाय इरानियंस. पाकिस्तान खुद इस वॉर में रहा, वॉर ऑफ टेररिज्म, दैट वाज नॉट आवर वॉर. हमने अमेरिकन का साथ दिया एंड वी फेस द म्यूजिक. सो दीज द बिटर रियलिटीज वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट. ये हमें एक्सेप्ट करनी पड़ती हैं. Thereby, you should not say it that Iran is all pure and Saudians are all pure. You just think about your own country. कि भाई सऊदी अरब का, ईरान का, OIC का हमारे बतौर पाकिस्तानी होने पे क्या असर पड़ रहा है? What impact it is creating on our nation or our country or our integrity? Clear? And remember this, that you are not going to be befriended and favored neither for Iranian neither for the Saudi Arabians. सऊदी अरेबिया आ रहा है दिन पाकिस्तानियों को धमकियां देता है कि निकाल देंगे, ये कर देंगे, वो कर देंगे. एंड पाकिस्तानीज हैव फेस्ड द म्यूजिक इन ईरान ड्यूरिंग दिस कोविड-19 कि किस तरीके से ईरानी पिलग्रिम्स को के साथ मेल्ट्रेट किया गया. दे आर ओपन टू दैट. क्लियर? Iranian Saudi Arabians just think you as beggars, or Iranians consider you their slaves because they think in the time of Khusro Parvez when India used to be the or before that Khusro Parvez, Naushirwan or others, when India used to be the province, this area जिसमें पाकिस्तान मौजूद है. Clear? So these are the two concepts that must be kept in mind. Number two, no ideology, no boundary is final. जिस तरह पाकिस्तान और इंडिया की कोई बाउंड्री फाइनल रही, पाकिस्तान और अफगानिस्तान की बाउंड्री फाइनल नहीं रही, तो ये झंडे, ये नारे, ये डॉगमास, ये नजरिए, दे आर नॉट फाइनल. क्लियर? Whenever a country conquers the other country, whenever a nation conquers the other nation, they develop their own. वो उनको नया नकडोर दे देते हैं, वो उनको नए झंडे, नई बातें, नई किस्से कहानियां दे देते हैं. So never be stuck to simply the incidents. So being a historian, being a knowledgeable person, कभी भी सिर्फ incident पर stuck नहीं होना चाहिए. You just trace the ideology behind. उसके अंदर जो principles हैं, ideology है, उसको explore करना चाहिए. Fine. Okay, coming to the United Nations. History of United Nations is this, that कि पहली जंग अज़ीम में और दूसरी जंग अज़ीम में बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान हुआ है। तो पहले जंग अज़ीम के बाद जो विनर्स थे, अमेरिका और फ्रांस, जर्मनी, इटली और अदर्स, उन्होंने ये सोचा कि अब मज़ीद नुकसान नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि उनके मकासद हल हो चुके थे। तो अब वो जंगों से बचने के लिए उन्होंने लीग ऑफ नेशंस कायम कर रखी थी। उसमें एक मेंबर जर्मनी वाज हर्टेड द मोस्ट। Germans decided to take revenge. Hitler became leader, or Second World War happened. Unfortunately, again the same faction lost. इस दफा भी यही ग्रुप, जर्मनी was lost, जापान was ally, ओरिजिनली दोबारा फिर ये दुनिया उभर गई, and they was winner, and they were birth of two nations. American emerged as a superpower and Russia emerged as a superpower, whereas the Second World War broken the United Kingdom completely. तो इंग्लैंड के पास उसके जितने भी मकबूजात थे वो सारे के सारे ख़त्म हो गए. Clear? Now these were the two nations. Now they decided in 1945 to establish United Nations, and the Charter of the United Nations was established. Clear? And the principles of United Nations were borrowed from Khutbah Hajjatul Wada that was claimed by the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because no treaty was ever so comprehensive and practically implemented except Khutbah Hajjatul Wada, that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the pious caliphs and the followers of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam till 1920s in Ottoman Empire kept practicing those guidelines. किसी न किसी सूरत में उन्होंने उन गाइडलाइंस को जो प्रॉफिट सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने दी थी उनको practice किया. But formation of the United Nations is controversial. It gave upper hand to the already winners, and it kept suppressing the countries and shackled. And Americans and the West use United Nations as a weapon for coercion and exploitation. And all the incidents are there. Yeah, there are certain achievements on the part of United Nations, but they are just a cry in the wilderness. Fine. Let's read. Pakistan joined United Nations in September 1947, 1 month after it gained independence. The topic of Kashmir has been the oldest dispute on UN agenda. In the first Kashmir War of 1948, India requested the mediation of UN, with Security Council passing Resolution 47, according to both parties to retreat their troops to allow an impartial plebiscite to take place. With neither party allowing the resolution, the plebiscite has still not taken place. In 1948, the UN Commission for India and Pakistan was established to investigate and mediate the issue. In 1951, the Security Council passed another resolution to the establishment of UN military observer group in Pakistan and India to observe the ceasefire between the two countries since 1972. No complaints of violation had been lodged. After 1965, UN India Observer Mission was established to observe the ceasefire in the border region from Kashmir to the Arabian Ocean. Arabian Sea, Arabian coast, until the Tashkent Declaration in 1966. After the invasion of the Soviet Union, Pakistan saw a massive influx over the 3 million refugees into Balochistan from the northwestern province, seeing the established UN High Commission for Refugees. Now this point is about the war. UN, provides emergency resettlement and repatriation assistance to the refugees maintenance camps in Pakistan. Well, all this story expresses that UN resolutions and missions in Pakistan had two major focuses. The first one was Kashmir dispute. Many uh, committees and organizations were established, but still India is not reconciling with it. Rather, India has revoked 390, established 370 of the Constitution Amendment and is changing the demography of this area. Resultantly, Pakistan has also issued its map and reclaimed all the territories that Indians are holding, including Manavadar, Rann of Kutch, and Kashmir areas, including Ladakh. Chinese have also reclaimed their entered their claims, and China by force is going to take back those regions from India. Fine, this is really a worst situation. But in short, United Nations is a partial or is a fully failure to resettle the disputes. Why? Because the most of the funds to United Nations come from America and other countries. These countries who fund more actually are the real transgressor. The American transgressor everywhere. It went into Vietnam, it destroyed Iraq, it destroyed Venezuela and other countries, it invaded Afghanistan. Clear, it is everywhere, and it makes it allies in United Nations. This is how the people become helpless and countries alone. For example, Iraq was destroyed for the weapons of mass destruction. Afghanistan was allied, destroyed by for Taliban's being the supporters of terrorists. And now Americans are accepting Taliban's. This is real the drama that is being made. And at that time it was the United Nations who allowed these countries to invade on the liberty. So all these things are done on the international law, and international law cannot be superior in certain cases than the territorial laws. Clear? And one principle is there कि भाई कोई nation, कोई corporation किसी भी मुल्क के लिए they can go to little extent. The real power is the people, resources, geography, and policies of the people. Afghanis had not anything. Taliban were destroyed completely, but they had the commitment, they had the region, they had a genuine claim, and they fought against almost 55 countries of the world, and they won. So, lihaza, in short, with ending up the course, that Pakistan is facing many threats. International organizations are mandatory, yet sovereignty, freedom, and democratic rule should not be violated under any pact or treaty. Thank you very much.